He was the kind of man you'd trust with your kids. A clown at children's parties, a community leader, a man with a smile so wide you wouldn't think twice. But behind the smile was hell. Chicago, the 1970s. Suburbs blooming, lawns manicured, and beneath it all, a crawl space full of death. John Wayne Gacy was a father figure, a contractor, and a predator. They called him the Killer Clown. But Gacy wasn't a character. He was a monster who painted his face to hide a nightmare. He had a type. Young, vulnerable, forgotten. He promised jobs, safety, attention. Inside his house at 8213 West Summerdale Avenue, time stopped for 33 boys. Their lives ended quietly, while the world laughed at his jokes. But the horror didn't start there. No. To understand Gacy, we must go back to his childhood, to a basement of fear. John Wayne Gacy was born in 1942. From the beginning, he was different. Not wrong, just uncomfortable. His father called him sissy, beat him when he cried, ignored him when he tried to please. He learned to fake a smile, to act normal, to be what people wanted. But inside, he was brewing. Teenage years brought confusion, desire he couldn't explain, and a craving for control. He learned to manipulate, to charm, and to lie with the ease of breathing. No one saw it coming, and those who did never lived long enough to tell. The year was 1972. A teenage boy never came home from a job interview. Gacy claimed he didn't see him. No one believed otherwise. But the truth was worse. The boy was under Gacy's floorboards, wrapped in plastic, buried with a rosary. And Gacy, he had dinner with his neighbors that night. The first kill was only the beginning. Gacy's house was alive. It breathed with secrets. He used chloroform, ropes, handcuffs. He called it a magic trick. The boys never returned. Police started noticing a pattern. Missing boys. Same neighborhoods. Same last words. I'm going to see a guy about a job. The stench from the crawl space was unbearable. He told neighbors it was dead rats. But rats don't wear sneakers. Gacy became Pogo the Clown, face painted in a crude grin. He visited hospitals, orphanages. He held children. And all the while, he killed. Again and again. He buried them in the walls, in the floors, in the silence. But cracks began to form. One boy escaped, told the police what Gacy had done, but they didn't believe him. Until another boy vanished, and another, and finally, a mother who wouldn't stop asking. A surveillance team watched him. He joked with them, fed them breakfast, while 29 corpses decayed under his house. On December 21st, 1978, police entered his home. The smell hit first, like death soaked in concrete. They lifted floorboards and found bones, dozens. One detective wept, another screamed. Gacy was arrested. He laughed, said, "I guess I'm getting the chair." Gacy was sentenced to death. He spent 14 years on death row, painted portraits of himself, signed them Pogo. He claimed innocence, then confessed, then laughed again. On May 10th, 1994, he was executed by lethal injection. His last words, "Kiss my ass." But the house on Summerdale was demolished, and the land remains empty. They say if you listen closely at night, you can still hear them. The voices, the cries, the laughter of a clown with blood on his hands.